A house important in Knoxville history is set to be demolished on UT's campus, but one woman is fighting to preserve the place both her family and General Robert Neyland called home. WBIR 10 News reporter Sean Franklin found out why it means so much to her. Sean?
Hey, John, the story of the house on Terrace Avenue on the western side of UT's campus stretches back into the late 1920s. Now, Kathy Briscoe hopes to stretch it into the next decade and beyond. A walk around 2111 Terrace Avenue.
That's where he did all of his little paintings.
Is a step back into Kathy Briscoe's family history.
That was my grandparents' bedroom.
Her grandfather, Russell Briscoe, captured dozens of scenes through his paintings.
So about 10 years of painting he did in this house.
Russell and his family lived there in the late 1950s until 1965.
He realized that Knoxville in the late 50s, early 60s was really tearing down a lot of the old historical buildings in Knoxville, and he just decided for his project that he was going to paint a lot of these.
Russell Briscoe painted history, and General Robert Neyland is a big part of that. Neyland painted his own masterpiece on the university's football field, all while living in his white brick home.
The 3 years that he lived in this house, 1927 and 1929, Neyland didn't lose a single game.
Jack Neely is the executive director of the Knoxville History Project. He also lectures at UT.
Most Knoxvillians didn't have any reason to ever come on campus. There wasn't anything here to appeal to them. But then the Vols started winning games.
UT says in a statement, the excessive cost to renovate this structure is not a prudent use of funds. However, Briscoe is determined to hold on to her family's history. She's working to add it to Knox Heritage's Fragile 15 list to make sure it stays standing.
I would have really felt guilty if I hadn't been able to try to utilize the contacts that I have here in Knoxville.
Neely says it could be a place of honor where maybe coaches or players could live. Maybe some of Neyland's success would rub off on them. Also, just to note, John, there's not a timetable yet for the demolition.